Hey guys, welcome to this video. This is John Watts. We are going to go through some more comments, and I probably won't do a marathon session like I did before, but maybe we'll knock out these 3 comments that are on the screen and hope that you find these helpful, and feel free to continue to leave comments for us. So Allie Hunter has one good video. What are attorney's fees for small claims appeal? So I'll answer this based on Alabama because that's where I practice. So if you're in small claims or district court and you lose, and this is true whether you've sued or you have been sued, you have the automatic right to appeal to circuit court. That's the court where we do jury trials. And when you appeal it, it's not like a normal appeal where you have to justify or argue to the higher court that the lower court made some error. It's just once it's appealed, it starts all over in circuit court. And so there's a filing fee that you have to pay for that. Typically, our attorney's fee is about the same as what it would have been had somebody hired us in small claims or district court. So if you're in Alabama, feel free to get with us, and we'll be glad to chat with you about that. If you're in another state, obviously talk to lawyers in your state about how that appeals process works and what the fees will be, both to court and also the attorney's fee. So I hope that that's helpful, Allie. Let's see, then we have T-Town Driver. So this is on a video about debt validation under the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act. So he says, thanks for this, John. In Alabama, is it a violation for a collection agency to report a purchased debt after the statute of limitations? And then he gives an example. So let me back up and say it this way. There are 3 time periods that a debt collector has to collect on a debt. Number 1 would be just the debt itself. So how long can they collect on a credit card debt? If they're incredibly careful, and most aren't, in a way it's unlimited. Okay, so the statute of limitation could be gone, the time for credit reporting could be gone, but they can still collect on it. The problem is they almost always will fumble this, and it's not by accident, okay? They know exactly what they're doing. But they'll kind of imply they're going to sue you, imply they're going to credit report. So that's one time period. And when they make that mistake or that error, then we sue them for that. So put that aside. The other time period is the statute of limitations. So how long do they have to sue you? In Alabama, that can be 3 years, 4 years, 6 years. And so that's the time period to sue. Now, the final time period is a time to credit report. And I think this is what the comment is about. So that's totally unrelated to the statute of limitation, except sometimes they're similar, okay? But just because statute of limitations has expired does not affect the ability of a collector to credit report. So a collector can credit report basically 7 years after the first major delinquency. Usually the first major delinquency is when we're 6 months behind. So then you add 7 years onto that. Now, what if I have my first major delinquency in 2013 and the debt collector gets the account in 2017? Well, it doesn't matter when they get it. We go back to my first major delinquency, 2013. So go forward 7 years so they can report it into 2020. Now, if my first major delinquency is in 2011, well, 7 years, 2018, they better not be reporting it now. And sometimes we see that they will report after the time period, and sometimes that's called re-aging. So sometimes they'll manipulate the data so that it looks like instead of having that delinquency in, say, 2011, it looks like I went delinquent in 2016. And they go, aha, now I can report 7 more years. Well, they could if it was accurate information, but since they lied, I'm going to sue them for that under the FDCPA. So I hope that that's helpful. Just keep in mind those different time periods. One is to sue you. One's just to collect, and in essence, there's no limit on that. And then the credit reporting, that's 7 years from the date of the first major delinquency. Another way to say this is 7.5 years from when things started first going bad. Okay, so if you want more information on that, just contact my office. So let's see, my list has one. Thank you for posting videos. They are very informative how much do you charge to make a consumer version of a dispute letter I can send out myself? So I'm assuming that this is a dispute letter sent directly to a debt collector. And as far as what we charge for that, we don't charge for that. I have videos on that. I have articles on that. You can just sort of copy and paste. I'll put a link in the video description to an article, so it'll have a video on it. It'll also have the text, and literally you can just copy and paste it. And if it's helpful, I don't mind putting a little kind of button on there so you can download a Microsoft Word version, and if that would be helpful. So, but yeah, we don't charge for that. And doing dispute letters to credit bureaus, again, we have some examples out there on our website. And if somebody hires us to help them to do a dispute to the credit bureaus, we don't charge for that. If it gets fixed, great. I don't make any money, but hopefully I have a really happy client who, will remember me and, refer people to me and all that sort of stuff. But if it's truly incorrect information and we dispute it to the credit bureaus and it doesn't get fixed, then that's when we make our money, because we sue the bad guys. And, they've got to pay you money. They got to pay us money. They got to take it off your credit report. So everybody's happy. I mean, the credit bureaus and the furnishers aren't happy, but, we're happy. So that's good. So that's how we do it. That's been our business model, for many, many years. And it seems to work for us. And so if there's anything I can do to help you or any information, just let me know. And I tell you what, I will stop this one and I might do another one. That way these videos won't be so long like that last one. That was like, 55 minutes or so. So anyway, I appreciate it, guys, and I will see you in the next video. Okay, bye-bye.